Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Business Tax News, where we bring you up to speed on all the important news relevant to you as the small business owner. So at this particular time of coronavirus, of course, COVID-19 support from the government is still front of mind for most of the news at the moment. The tax courts and everybody are all, furloughing themselves, as it were, and have disappeared onto online and things like that. So the actual exciting news for us tax geeks to get our hands on has been very much put on the back burner, and we're now looking into the detail of what support's available for small business clients. Certainly as accountants, we are inundated with calls from business clients, which is the majority of our clients, trying to help them out with all the reliefs that are available and navigate what it means, because what's happening right now is that we're seeing so many changes daily, and as a result we've got a daily blog at heelandassociates.co.uk/COVID-19 where you can see all those changes as they're happening. And not long before recording this video, we've had a big update to the job retention scheme. So for limited company owners, this is really important, and for anybody who's got a team of people, the job retention scheme, or the furlough scheme as a lot of people refer to it, is quite important to how you can get that money. And a lot of people of course have been paying their staff now for a few weeks without the cash back from the government. What is now happening is that cash is coming. You can get it. The portal, as they referred to it, is going to be live on Monday the 20th, which if you're listening to this video should be the Monday coming. We're fingers crossing for that. The guidance still says end of April, but there has been communication to employers telling them it's all going to be there. So if you've got an accountant, they should be able to do this for you, presuming they've got the right and complete access to your payroll data and details with Revenue and Customs. That can be technically quite complex and is a little bit fiddly to get hold of if you're rushing around to do it. So do check with them that everything is okay. If you're doing it yourself, you can sign up for a business tax account and access your payroll records through there. That's the alternate method. Having not physically seen it yet, I think one of the challenges for tax agents like myself is that we're waiting around to see the physical, practical issues of what you have to click on and everything else. I know we'll be releasing guidance on the internet for you as well. So if you're doing this yourself, do keep an eye on the channel and the news, and we'll point you in the right direction for some notes on how to do this. But the portal is coming. Now, what also happened was there was a big change to the date. So the government had said in the guidance that in order to claim furlough, you needed to have an active payroll as of the 28th of February, and anybody that you were claiming for needed to be on there around that time. What they've now said is that date's the 19th of March. Now, it's a little bit misleading. HMRC put out a big thing that said, we're going to add 200,000 more people that can now furlough themselves to this. But really, only if that extension of date only really affects people on weekly pay for the majority. The reason that is that they've said that you have to be on the payroll on the 19th of, on or before the 19th of March, but you also, HMRC have had to have RTI data as it's known. What that means is the people processing the payroll needed to have submitted a report with all your data on. That generally only happens around the payday, when the payroll's being processed. So for a lot of people, I think that's unlikely to change things. If you're a monthly payroll person, generally somebody would have prepared the payroll late Feb and clicked the button, and then that's gone in. So that's the report that will count before the 19th of March. So it's a little bit unexciting, but there are those people in that window. We've certainly got a couple of clients who had some new starters start around the 4th and were paid on a weekly payroll for that week, and they're now going to qualify. So if that is you, if you have got an odd start date, make sure you check it out with your employer and their accountant, because it is very specific that that's what needs to happen at the time of recording this video, because of course everything changes daily at the moment, but that's where we are. Last minute change right before we have to start claiming the money on Monday was not the most welcome thing to be seeing, so we've been rushing around communicating and checking all our records to see if there's anyone else we can help with that this time. So that's the biggest news this week. The other thing that, while we're on payroll, that really is not to be missed is the fact that the minimum wages has gone up. The national minimum wage and the other national living wage and the minimum wages themselves have all gone up 6.5% in some cases, and there's quite a leap. So just make sure your people that are currently working are on the right rates, because people do get caught out, especially if you've got apprentices that are on those lower special apprentice rates. They're moving as well, and you can get caught out with have they come out of year one, are they at this age, and everything else. So make sure you check those. One place, if you want to see a really quick grid on the new rates, is just go to our Instagram at Heelan Associates Limited, and we've got a slide on there that will show you all the new rates and the increases. But do bear that in mind. I mean, if they're on furlough, it's not going to apply anyway in the majority of cases, but for the people that are still working, you need to bear it in mind. And of course, when you bring these furlough people back, you're going to need to make sure that you're reviewing the records and making sure they're all on the rate, because I bet you now that's a very big area for potential error. If you bring these furlough people back and they're due a raise and you haven't altered it on your payroll system, so do check. And from the tax news front, that's pretty much it. The only thing to do is signpost you again to all the relevant resources. You've got business rate grants at the moment are coming out. We're seeing them being paid. Locally, the councils have been varied about how quick they've got these grants out. Some haven't issued letters, some of the money's in the bank. So your local authority is the people you need to speak to. So if that's for premises, business rate, small business rate grant fund, and also if you're in the retail, hospitality or leisure, you can get 10 or 25k depending on the size of your premises and your rateable value. So do check those out. Limited companies, we've just spoke about the job retention scheme, and still the self-employed income support scheme. That's the one for the self-employed, the non-limited company people that have been in business before the 6th of April 19 and a few other conditions. Then those letters from HMRC will be coming out. They're saying sort of late May, early June, with hopeful payment of this potential 80% of your average monthly income being paid around June. So we're still no closer to knowing any more details about that. But again, healandassociates.co.uk/COVID-19. That's it for the week. So be sure to check out our blog and all our other social media so you don't miss a thing for all the latest news as it happens. Keep yourself well and have a very profitable and tax efficient week. We'll see you on the next one.